Hey y'all, and welcome to my channel. This is going to be my channel solely dedicated to infant loss, miscarriage, infertility, and trying to conceive, and all the things in between. So I feel like the first story that I would want to share on this channel with everybody is, of course, how we lost our daughter, because that leads into everything that we're going through right now. Okay, so I guess I can start kind of at the beginning before I get into the story. We were trying to conceive. We have been trying to conceive for probably, if you want to be technical, we were trying for 3 months, but we were not using any protection for a year. So prior to getting pregnant with our daughter, we had been officially, unofficially trying to conceive for a year. So at 10 DPO, I found out that I was pregnant with our daughter. We were both extremely excited. It's something we both wanted more than anything. Everything was going smoothly. We announced to everybody, like on social media and everything, when I was 17 weeks pregnant. I'm trying not to cry already. We decided to have a gender reveal. We had our 20-week ultrasound. Everything was perfect. She was growing perfectly. My fluid was great. My cervix was perfect. Everything looked great. So, fast forward a little bit. We were doing our gender reveal about a week later. So, we found out that we were having a girl, and that's what we both wanted, and we were extremely excited to be having a girl. But the excitement of that was short-lived. I forgot to mention, the day, our gender reveal was on Saturday. On Thursday, I started feeling horrible, extremely horrible. Like the achy, freezing, fever, the way you feel when you get a fever. So I started feeling that way on Thursday. Well, by the next day on Friday, I was so lethargic that I just felt like I could not even move. So I knew that something was wrong, and me being a worrier that I am, I went to the doctor, and they told me that I had strep throat and a urinary tract infection. And I was extremely dehydrated, I could tell. And the urgent care doctor suggested that I go to the labor and delivery floor. So that's what I did. I went to get a bag of fluids. I explained to them that I felt like I might have been leaking a little bit of my water. The doctor on call told them to give me a bag of water if that's what I wanted, but they didn't need to do anything else. This was after I explained that I felt like my water was leaking. They didn't check my cervix. They did not do the swab to check if my amniotic fluid was leaking or anything. So I went and got my prescription filled that the urgent care doctor gave me, and I was taking it. The next day was our gender reveal. So I mustered up enough energy to do that with our families. It was just a small thing so let everybody know that I had strep throat. I wasn't trying to infect everybody. So we found out it was a girl. But like I said, that was very short-lived. The next day on Sunday, my fiance went to work like normal on a Sunday, and I was at home, and I was on the antibiotics, and I expected that I should be feeling better by now. I was definitely not. I was worse, and I had been experiencing a little bit of Braxton Hicks. I don't know if I mentioned it. I told you we got our ultrasound at 20 weeks. I was 21 weeks and some handful of days. I think I was to be on, okay. So this was Sunday. The next day I was supposed to I did turn 22 weeks pregnant. So I started having some Braxton Hicks contractions on Sunday, and I was still feeling really awful, like lethargic, not even get out of the bed, didn't want to eat or drink or anything like that. And I let him know while he was at work that something was going on, and being a stubborn person I am, just stay at work, it's okay, it's alright. Well, he gets home from work, and I feel horrible. He's like, you just lay there and rest and I'll make dinner. Well, I get up to go to the restroom, and I wipe, and I see nothing but red blood. And I yelled for him, and I said, we have to go to the hospital right now. So I'm calling the doctor at the hospital, the on-call line, all that. And I'm really hoping, I'm like, please do not be the doctor that I got on Friday, because I already had a little bit of resentment towards her. But, so we went to the hospital. They took me in triage. They got the baby's heartbeat right away. They were monitoring me for contractions. I was having some contractions. They checked my cervix, and they did the swab. They confirmed that my water was in fact leaking, and I was having contractions. So I was in labor, and I'm fairly certain I had been in labor, but they didn't check me before. So they admit me into the hospital, into a room. They get me hooked up to all the monitors and everything, and I was having contractions. Well, they gave me some medicine to help me sleep. I woke up and the bed was soaking wet. My water had completely ruptured. And that's not good. If you're an experienced mother, I don't have to tell you that your water breaking at 22 weeks. I don't have to tell you that that's not good. So we had an appointment with maternal fetal, and their office is all in the hospital together. So they wheeled me over there, and he went with me, and they did the ultrasound, and they could find small pockets of water, my fluid, but my fluid was so depleted that they couldn't even get a good measurement of her or anything else. And being told by your doctor that you only have a couple choices, it's not a good feeling. Either you go ahead and get induced and go into labor. I was already in labor, so they would just let me have her, or we waited out and try to make it to 23 weeks, and which would have been the following Monday, so we needed to make it a week, and they would give me steroid shots and hope for the best. I decided to wait it out because, again, I'm stubborn and I wanted to give our baby a fighting chance. So this was Monday. On Tuesday, it was a super non-eventful day, other than I started spiking fevers. Got the fevers under control, and Wednesday was extreme. It was uneventful for most of the day, so that was good. Uneventful is good. And in that situation, you don't want anything to be happening. You want it to be very boring. So around 6 something, I got my dinner tray, and I wanted to get up and go to the bathroom one more time before it was time for me to eat. I was on complete bed rest, so I got up to go to the restroom. And something did not feel right. And I told him, I left the door open to go to the bathroom, and I was like, something doesn't feel right. And I looked down, and there was our daughter's head coming out. There were no nurses in there, and my body was taking over at this point, and I delivered our daughter on the toilet into my hands. He ran out to the hallway to get somebody to come help, and at this point I'm just talking to her, and I'm like, I'm sorry. We aren't quite sure when she passed away, and I kind of like it that way, but I do know that she was either on my chest or in her daddy's arms, because we got 1 full hour without anybody else coming in the room. Although they did let our family and our friends, her godparents, come in to see her, which I'm really glad, because when you give birth to a baby that's going to live, they only allow 3 people back. So they were really lenient on that rule with her. So my mom and brother got to come back. His mom got to come in. Nissa's godparents got to come in. His stepdad and twin sister and younger sister and younger brother, they all got to come in and meet her. And my cousin and one of my best friends came, and they all got to meet her. And if anybody knows me, they know that I am very protective, and I was protective of her even in my belly. So those people mean a lot to me, for me to have allowed them to come and meet our daughter. So everybody got to come and hold her and see her and look at her. And they did her, they weighed her and washed her off and all that. She was 14.1 ounces and 10.5 inches long. So she is super, super teeny. They did her footprints and all that, and he and I got those tattooed on us. And they're hanging up on the wall back there behind me, and all her stuff is over here. And this is her ultrasound pictures, and these are ultrasound pictures, and our whole room is surrounded with stuff of her. But anyways, so they were doing all of her footprints and all that, and then they moved us to another room, and it was around midnight when we were finally by ourselves. They gave us a special bed, like a cooling bed, so we could keep her in there with us. And it's weird to describe, but you want to take all the pictures so you can remember every single part of them, because you're not going to get to see them grow up, and you won't see their hands a different size, and you won't see their feet a different size. So you just want to memorize every single thing. She looked just like me. She had my chin. I think she had her daddy's ears though. You just want to soak it all in, because there's only so long you can have them with you. But we got to have her all night with us, and most of the day the next day before they discharged me. I fell asleep with her beside me, and so we got that last little bit of time with her, and kissed her and hugged her and tried to memorize every single thing about her, because along with your baby, you're losing the ability to see her grow and take her first steps and have her first birthday. All the first. And it's been 7 months now. She was born on, I'm sorry, that is not cute, but she was born on February 6th, 2019. So it's been 7 months. And all the first holidays are coming up. Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you wonder, well, what would we have dressed her up as, and would we have snuck some food to her before she could have it on Thanksgiving, and what will we buy her for her first Christmas? And you just lose so much. You lose so much more than just your baby. You lose all the memories that you would get for years and years. So we got that last little bit of time, and then we had to leave, and leaving the hospital without our baby was the worst pain imaginable, because I had her in me and had her safe for so long, and I feel like I failed her because I couldn't keep her safe. The one place she was supposed to be safe, and she wasn't. We had her cremated. She sits over there, and we each have a necklace with her inside. So we carry her with us always, but it doesn't replace her at all. She is missed every single day. And I go over it all in my head on a daily basis. Just because we don't have her here doesn't mean that she's not loved and she's not remembered, because she is. She existed. She's our first child together. And that's just one part of our story. We have been actively trying to conceive pretty much since we lost her. And this past month in August, we conceived. And we were beyond excited. I was extremely worried because right off the bat, I was testing like a maniac, and the tests weren't getting darker like I felt like they needed to. So we started getting beta tests, and, which eventually it ended in miscarriage. And I just had my last beta last Thursday. Today is Monday. And on Thursday, my beta was 8. So I'm hoping that soon we are going to be able to try again. Because we really want a child together. And that's our ultimate goal, is for our rainbow baby. As so many of you watching, probably that's your ultimate goal too, is to bring home a baby. So that's where we are right now. We've had infant loss, miscarriage, and infertility, and we are trying to conceive our rainbow baby, and we are hoping that that's something that comes true very soon. And I know so many of you watching this probably are going through the same things we are, and I want to send you lots of love, because I don't want anybody to feel this pain, and I know that you are, and I just want to hug all of you. So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to share our journey when we start trying again, which will probably be within the next month, and I'm going to share all that with you guys. But if there's anything you want to know or see, just send me a message or leave a comment below, and I'm like an open book. I'll answer anything you want to know. But if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I know it's a hard video to enjoy, but if you felt like you can relate and you understand where I'm coming from, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to follow along with our journey, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching.